Welcome to Unmasking with Male Educators, the Taking Off the Mask podcast. I got three big announcements for you today, and I'm really thanking you for joining us on this journey. You know, whether you've been here just since we started talking with educators specifically, or you were here from the beginning back in 2020 in our first two interviews with Breno from Brazil and Lewis Howes, whether you heard about it along the journey, I just want to appreciate you for being here with us. We've tried to make some really important changes to make these conversations more meaningful. And as you will see, as we get to our third announcement, we got some new exciting pieces to tell you about. So first, let me tell you about the first announcement. And this episode, you're going to only hear it from me. So don't worry, there's no guest coming. It's just going to be me. So I'm going to be doing all the talking this time. Which is right up my teacher alley, right? The first is I want to tell you about the Young Men's Global Conference that will be happening in 2025. So last year, we had our first Young Men's Conference. We'll put the video in the show notes so you can go watch the highlight video of that, which was a beautiful experience. It was about 5 hours together with these young men. We had food, we had fun, we had some some fellowship, some conversation, some brotherhood. And we knew after that conference that not only did we need to do it again, but it needed to grow. And so this is where we are heading next. So this year, 2025, in less than 5 months from now, where are we at? We're in June. So July, August, September, October. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait. July, August, September, October. Basically, we have 4 months. Thought an extra month in there. So November the 8th, the date is already set. So we got 4 months to really get some work done to build a global conference. Now, we've already built a local conference, so we've done that. But the global part is going to be very interesting. And we're inviting educators, coaches, mentors, teachers, counselors, sports people, fathers, uncles, to bring young men together for a global experience. And this is how it's going to work. In all the little global conferences that will happen around the country and around the world, we're inviting people to bring some young men together for food, fun, and fellowship, which we also call brotherhood. It's just 3 F's there, right? Food, fun, and that fellowship is that brotherhood, that community building. And well, you know what food is. I don't need to explain food to you, right? So it can keep it light. It can be hot dogs, hamburgers. It can be sandwiches. It can be whatever it may be in your community that will work for the young men in your area. Keep it simple, right? And I'm just giving you an overview right now. This is like the broad strokes of what it's going to be. But as we get ready to launch out the call for partners in July, we want you to be on the lookout for that. So we got the food and you got the fun. So find something fun that they're going to do. They're going to play a game. They're going to play soccer, football. They're going to do tug of war. Whatever it is going to be for those young men in your community, what the fun looks like for them. And then there's going to be the fellowship. And that is where the Million Mask movement comes in. That's where this podcast comes into play. Because we're going to be inviting those young men in those spaces to make a mask. Now, we have the digital version where they would make it on their device, or they have the paper version where those people who are partners will make it with them. Now, what we know is that we have already have 5 global partners in our work. We have South Africa, Lebohang. We have Nigeria, Ola. We have Serbia, Vladimir. We have Denmark, Adil. And we have Valentin, who is in Jalisco in Mexico. So we already have these 5 countries who have signed up to be a part of it, and they've already been making masks in their community. So this part that will come in November will be an opportunity to bring some young people together and make a connection with them. Now, we're not going to be sponsoring all of these gatherings. We're inviting people in their own community to do the work right now to begin planning and organizing the young people in their community. If you're a teacher, you may not do it on November 8th because that's a Saturday. You may do it on November 7th, which is a Friday. So right now I'm giving you a lot of details, but I'm going to back out of the details just to let you know, if you know someone, if you have a person in your community who cares about young men, maybe they're already a part of our Advocates for Young Men on school. If you're not a part of the Advocates for Young Men already, please let us know look in the show notes and get a link for that. because those folks, about 800 people around the world, we are working with them first to begin being partners in this work. So whether they're a parent or whether they're a coach or a teacher or a mentor, an administrator, however they find themselves connected to the work of supporting young men around healthy growth and development and masculinity. It's so beautiful. So stay tuned for that. November the 8th, save the date. So whether you're going to be hosting one in your own community, whether you're going to be supporting someone in your community to host one, whether you're going to be helping us get the word out to teachers in your community, however you're going to be involved, save that date, November 8th, because we will be going live at some point that day. We may even have we haven't figured out all the details. Right now, I'm just giving you the behind the scenes, like the work that we're putting together to build this global conference. So that's one. Two, the Million Mask Movement in schools, week 1. We are asking if you know educators, teachers, counselors, anyone involved in education. We invite you to invite them to use the Million Mask Movement the first week of school. Don't wait until the drama starts around, late September, October, right? That long stretch of time before there's any kind of a break. We invite you to let them know that the Million Mask Movement has the potential of creating absolute transformation on school campuses when it's used well. When students make a mask, and educators and teachers and students alike recognize that we're all going through our own stuff. We all are carrying these heavy masks that sometimes feel unbearable. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to come to school, and because everyone has new shoes and new backpacks and new pencils and pencil cases and everything is looking nice and pristine, that we don't know that they're also carrying all the things that they're carrying behind those smiles. And what we've seen in a couple of schools here in the Bay Area, we've seen some really interesting data this summer. And I'll share it with you as we come back to school, definitely in August. But what we continue to see over and over again, and sometimes even more vividly, is a lot of young people are walking around, showing they're happy, showing they're funny, but dealing with a tremendous amount of sadness behind those smiles, behind that funny. And what we want to make sure they have room to do is to know that, hey, on this campus, at this school, we have support for you. So you don't have to do it alone. Here's where you can go. Here's who you can talk to. Because I think sometimes with the lack of knowing that there is somebody who's willing to hear you out, you may just navigate it and deal with it on your own. And what we see a lot happening definitely here in the Bay Area, we have a lot of young people, especially a lot of our young men, who are numbing. They're self-medicating in all the ways that can look, whether it's with substances, marijuana, weed, drugs like alcohol, whether it's with relationships, in and out of them, jumping from partner to partner to satisfy some emptiness that will never be fulfilled if you're not fulfilled by yourself. And we also see them joining different gangs and affiliations because they want to feel like a part of something. And what we want to try and do is make sure that they don't have to go run for the dangerous places, that we know that they're safe and actually other solutions that they can lean on. So that's number 2. Announcement number 2 is get the Million Mask Movement into your local community for the first week of school. Don't wait till the crisis. Start early. And we provide this tool for educators to use. And we have other projects that they want to bring us in. That's another thing. But the free version for them is to be able to just use the tool and then partner with us, recognizing that our ask is that whether they're doing the mask digitally or in cards, that we want them to be a part of this global movement moving forward. Okay. That's announcement 2. And now to announcement 3. We're going into the lab. We're going to take the next couple of weeks to go into the lab to begin working on getting ready for these things in the fall, to get ready for the launch in schools in August, to get ready for the Young Men's Conference in November, and to also talk to some more educators while they're on summer break. So we know that educators are right now getting a break, and we are excited to support them in that break by also finding a way to connect with them so that they don't have to worry about trying to get interviewed in the beginning of the school year. So over the next 5 weeks, you are going to hear from some of our former educators who have been a part of the Taking Off the Mask in the archives. Okay. So I'll give you the rundown of who you're going to be hearing from. Donovan Hall, Donald Friend, Jerome Hunter, Alfredo Matthew, Arturo Avina, Amir Cook, and Noam Rauscher. So those are the folks you're going to be hearing from in the next couple of weeks. We're super excited to have been talking to educators since the beginning of these shows. And we know there's so many more educators, male educators we want to be talking to in the future. So stay tuned. On August the 5th, we will have Young Men for our back to school episode. So next year, as you saw, this year we didn't have the face-to-face. Wenceslao, who's a junior in high school, he was playing sports this year. He just, been traveling around the world. He finished his year as a host. And this next year, we're envisioning bringing the face-to-face episodes back with young men. But definitely, you're going to hear from more young men this year. So whether we bring them back as hosts or we will be regularly talking to young men in this next season, because we know and we have to get them involved in the conversation. If we're going to make schools better for them, if we're going to make communities that are safer for them, we got to talk to them. So as August the 5th, our welcome back episode from the summer break will be from hearing from young men. And then we will be moving into so many educators that we already have been talking to. And we're excited for you. So thank you for being a part of this journey with us. We hope that this summer, whether it's just summer is a time of rest for you or summer is just hot for you, whatever summer means to you, that you will get some rejuvenation, you will get some rest. And we look forward to you being a part of what we're moving into the future. So save the date. If you're not following us on social media, follow us in one of the channels, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, one of those channels. Stay in touch with us there, and so that you can hear what's happening over the summer as our interns will begin to produce events over the summer. We want you to be a part of the journey with us. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for being a part of the Unmasking with Male Educators, Taking Off the Mask podcast. And we look forward to seeing you in the next couple of weeks. But stay tuned. You will have these episodes over the next couple of weeks. These educators that were really, really meaningful conversations in the history of this journey. And I think I told you that I wrote a book. I think I did. I don't know. I did. Of course I did. I definitely told you I had to write a book. Why am I even not remembering that I made an episode where I read a chapter in the book? And so thank you for that. My godmom has asked me to read the whole book. And so I'm trying to figure out what that looks like, because her eyes are getting not too good right now. So she wants to be able to hear the book. And so me reading the book for you all has now got my godmom wanting the whole book to be read. So stay tuned for what that will look like. And I've never did an audio book, so let that be the next opportunity for a deeper connection of this work as well. So thank you so much. Take care. Be well. And enjoy your summer. We'll see you back here live. Well, not live. We'll see you back here again August the 5th after our summer lab work, getting ready for the fall kickoff for the Million Mask Movement and the November 8th Young Men's Global Conference. Take care. Bye now.